Hey folks, another Saturday and another edition of Isaac's Saturday Race Tips. Today I look at the usual tracks, Caulfield and Royal Randwick, but they are full of fantastic races because it's another day in the spring. So without further ado, let's start off with race 2 at Caulfield, the Big Screen Company Weekend Hustler. 1400 metre. Now I had number 4 just to canter, but that horse has been scratched earlier this morning. So I'm going with number 1 Saucy Bond, barrier 1 Luke Nolan on board. Currently back to $4.50, and I'm also hoping number 5 Riddle Me That, who's drawn barrier 9. I'm hoping Riddle Me That can get at least a placing. Last run at this track was in April, where it finished 3rd, same distance, so hopefully it goes well. Race 3 is the listed Ned's Village Stakes. It's a 1200 metre. I've got number 3 Pandemic, barrier 4 Damien Oliver on board. Second last start at this track. So Pandemic's going well, but I think most people today and myself have number 7 Lombardo, who is the favourite at $1.70. John McNeil on board. It's coming off back-to-back wins. It's been up to fantastic form, and I think Lombardo can go 3 straight. Race 5 is the Lexus Shalaki Stakes. Now, I've got number 4, September Run, who is the favourite. I think September Run can go well. Craig Williams on board for this horse, but it's not my top pick. I think, September Run would place, but my top pick is number 5 to win it, Bella Nipotina, barrier 3, John McNeil on board. Currently back to $4.50. She's used to Craig Williams in the saddle. Last start was a 1200, and she was fantastic. She fired away, so hopefully she does it again today. And I think Jai can get this horse over the line for the win. Race 6 is the Ned's Might and Power 2000 metre. I can't wait for this race personally. I'm very excited about this race mainly. Number 2 Zaki, my top selection in this, barrier 4 Craig Williams on board. It is the favourite at $1.24, short price favourite there. Now the Doomben Cup was a 2000 metre. We all know how that went down. He was dominant. He just trotted in. He exploded, and that was just brilliant to see from Zaki. Now I've gone with the trifecta, so I've got number 2 Zaki, then I've got number 3 Nonconformist, barrier 3 Jordan Childs on board. One last run at Caulfield, which was a 2000, same distance, but it is at $21. It is a roughie. And then to finish it off, I've chucked in another roughie, number 6 No Effort, Bo Merton's in the saddle, it's currently back to $51. So yes, those last 2 horses, they are roughies, but hopefully they can go well because they go alright at Caulfield. There's my trifecta, folks. Number 2, 3, and 6 for race 6 at Caulfield. Race 7 is the Senate Northwood Plume Stakes. 1200 metre. I've got number 3, La Mexicana, barrier 1, Damon Lane on board. It's the favourite at $4, but I'm praying that number 6, Chassis, who's drawn barrier 3, Mickey D on board, carrying it back to $10. I'm praying that Chassis gets the win. Chassis deserves it, I feel like. She's been fighting hard. Last 2 starts, second, same track, same distance. It's used to this, and we've seen this horse just grow over the past few weeks, and it's been fantastic to watch. Hopefully Chassis can get the win today. Race 8 is the Caulfield Guinea 1600 metre. I've got number 1 Animo, barrier 13 Oliver on board. Beaten last start. It is the favourite in this race though, 270 is the odds. But I'm hoping number 10, Mr. Mozart, who's in barrier 8, John McNeil on board, can get the win. Mr. Mozart on top for me. Last 2 runs went well. Second and first. Doesn't mind the early speed in that 3rd position. So hopefully he gets it today and has a good start. Currently back to $14. Race 9 is the Toorak. Number 4 Elephant with Damien Lane on board will go well. Or number 11 I'm Thunderstruck, who is the favourite at $2.50. John McNeil on board there. I'm Thunderstruck, last 2 at Caulfield, finished 3rd. Goes okay at this track. And I'm also hoping Tafana, has a nice run. Barrier 3, Craig Williams on board. This horse has dropped off a bit, so hopefully he picks up form again. Race 10 is the Herbert Power Stakes, 2,400 metre. I've only got the one horse in this. I know people were talking about Delphi during the week, but I've gone with number 11, Toorak. Barrier 7, John McNeil, currently backed at $8.50, so really good odds there. Toorak's probably my pick of the day at Caulfield. Last 2 runs, both great wins. It's used to the distance and this track. It's got a good record, so Toorak on top for me in the last at Caulfield. Folks, that's it from Caulfield. From me, let's move off to Royal Randwick. Race 1 is the Tap Highway Handicap. It's a 1600 metre. I've got number 11, the Fossil. Barrier 1, Kieran McAvoy on board, currently backed at $14. One last start, 2 runs before that, both finished 4th. Still put up a good fight, so the Fossil for me in race 1. Race 4 is the Stanford Stakes. I've got number 3, Halal. Barrier 4, Tommy Berry on board, currently backed at $7. Not too good in the Golden Rose, but finished 3rd in the Exit Plate a couple runs ago, so hopefully Halal goes well today. Race 6 is the ANGST Stakes. It's a 1600 metre. I've only got the one selection. All Saints Eve, number 2, Barrier 6, Hugh Bowman on board, currently backed at $12. Second last in the Shannon Stakes, so that was a disappointing result. Hopefully can turn the tables around and, have a good run today. Race 7 is the Silver Eagle, 1300 metre. I've got number 4, Amish Boy, J-Mac on in the saddle. Now, Amish Boy, currently backed at $5.50. It's had a jockey change nearly every start recently, and it needs to set one in stone. And I know it's hard sometimes, but I reckon you got to lock one in for this horse because it's been ridden differently. It's been a bit all over the place lately, you feel like. Personally, that's what I've seen. So hopefully Amish Boy can get a nice run with James McDonald today. I've also chucked in number 14, Angelic, Barrier 5, Tim Clark on board. Won the Golden Pendant. That was fantastic. Hopefully wins the Silver Eagle today. Race 8 is the Spring Champion Stakes, 2,000 metre. I've got number 3, Allegron. Barrier 2, Kieran McAvoy on board, currently backed at $9. 4th in Gloaming Stakes, 1800 metre, but with the extra 200, hopefully Allegron gets the job done, because I think Allegron can. Kieran McAvoy, superb ride, I reckon, in race 8, and that's the pick of the yard for me in that race, and the pick of the day at Royal Randwick, Allegron in race 8. Race 9 is the Niverson, 1200 metre. I've got number 2, Rocket Clock, Barrier 1, Hugh Bowman on board, currently backed at $9. 3rd in the Sapphire, 400 metres cut off from that. It's got the legs in her. She's got everything that she can. She can run a solid race. We've seen that before. Hopefully jumps well and gets a good position. Considering the barrier, with that inside barrier, Bowman's got a bit of work to do early. I've also chucked in number 7, Yamazaki, Barrier 12, Regan Bayless. Awesome last week with the Droop 1 double. That was just fantastic to see by Regan. And, Yamazaki, this horse, finished 2nd in the Sapphire. It's currently backed at $26. It is a roughie, but we've seen Regan Bayless win on roughies before. We've seen it last week with Private Eye and Never Been Kissed. Just fantastic. Hopefully you get to win today. Folks, that's all from me. Saturday race tips done and dusted. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the races today. If you are taking a punt, good luck. And as always, gamble responsibly.